welcome to the session of sports psychology. Today I have a topic which is called as achievement motivation. One of the very important topics. You get a lot of things to read, but most of the time we find that students have the challenge or the difficulty in understand the concept. And I'll try to put this concept with ease. And while putting this concept, please keep a pen and a paper with you in your hand so that you can keep writing of different theories which I'm discussing upon. That will help you for your competitive examination preparations also. Okay. So what is achievement motivation? Now you see, as far as motivation is concerned, why we are studying this topic of motivation in physical education is that because we want athlete to perform. We want not only athletes, we want the general population to exercise, to engage themselves in physical activities, in regular physical activities. So it is not just about initiating a behavior, it is about initiating, guiding and maintaining a behavior. That is the definition of motivation. So it is not about just giving a push to someone to do an exercise. No, it is about helping someone to continue with that act, with that behavior of doing going for exercise regularly as a part of the routine, isn't it? If this is it, then the question comes that do the individual or the athlete have the need to achieve his motive, or what are the factors? How can you make an athlete achieve his motive? How can you create the drive? How can you create the force? To understand this achievement motivation concept, there are different concepts. I'm using here a need achievement theory, by McClelland 1961 and further extended by Atkinson 1974. This need achievement theory is a combination of various theories. So it is an interaction theory also. And this will give you understanding of 2-3 different theories together. It will be very beneficial. According to the achievement motivation theory, based on need achievement theory by McClelland and Atkinson, there are 5 important factors which influences the motive. That means an athlete will do or athlete will not do, or which task athlete will select to do, which task an athlete will not select to do, which will the athlete be ready to take this challenge, will the athlete be ready to take up this responsibility and the task, will the athlete be ready to pick those challenges. These are the questions which always comes into any coach, any trainer, any physical educationist's minds. Now how can you determine that it will happen or not happen? Understanding this achievement motivation is very important. There are 5 factors which influences. One is personality factor, second is situation factor. Personality factor and situation factor, when they interact together, it creates a resultant behavior tendency. And that resultant behavior tendency will influence the emotional reactions, and that will determine the 5th one is your achievement behavior. Do you look for challenges? Will you go for enhancing your performance? Will you try to seek for challenging situations? Or will you be avoiding the situations? Will you be avoiding the risk? Will you be avoiding the challenges? Now, to understand these 5 factors which is visible onto the screen, I'll take one by one. First is the personality factor. Personality factor is the trait theory of motivation. You can write down trait theory. Sometimes in some textbooks, you will always find the trait theory of motivation. The trait theory of motivation, according to Gill 2000, I'm saying he has said that an individual's motivation depends and is influenced by the personality. Those who either he classified the personality into two: the people who are high achievers and people those who are low achievers. It's very interesting to understand this. People who are high achievers, because personality is a unique and stable characteristics. If some people have the unique characteristics of being high achievers, they have a high motivation to achieve success and a very less motivation to avoid the failures. But on the other hand, those who are low achievers, they have high motivation to avoid failure and low motivation to achieve success. This is the personality factor or a personality theory, a trait theory of motivation, in which according to the personality factor mentioned by Gill, so it can be classified into two. Now, the thing is that you tell me up, who will take the challenge? Who will go for a task? Who will
High
go?
achiever.
So, do you think low achiever will not do any task?
He will, but it would be according to his preference or interest.
That means the achievement need theory, the need achievement theory of motivation says that it is not the only personality factor which influences. Along with the personality factor, along with the personality factor, situational factor is also important. It depends upon the situation factor also. Okay, situation factor is again is the social theory of motivation, is based on social theory of motivation, which says that it is not the personality which influences the motive, influences a person towards a particular motive. It's about the environment around him. So need achievement motivation by Macklin says that it is interaction. It depends upon not only the personalities, not only depends on situation, it depends on personality and the situation. When they interact, it will decide the resultant behavior. Now it's very interesting. As far as personality is concerned, we said that a person can be high achiever or a low achiever. There may be people who may go for high challenging, high success activity. There may be people who may like to avoid failures. Listen, there are people who do it, there are people who do it not to achieve but to avoid failures also. Can you give me one example of it? Any one example from your life, from around the circle, or from sports is okay, fine. If not sports, from somewhere around you, that you do it but you don't do it to achieve success, but you do it, still do it to avoid failure. Now this high achiever, low achiever, whatever the personality factor is, when it interacts with a situation, then that behavior response comes up. And listen carefully, it's really interesting. You can apply it to your own self later on. When you work in your profession, you can work with your athletes also. Along with the personality response, situation factor is important. Over the screen, you can see it out that along with personality factor, situation factor plays an important role. Probability of success in the task and incentive value of success. These two are very important factors. Whether you are high achiever, whether you are low achiever, it depends upon, now it has, when it interacts with the probability of success. That is, probability of success means how tough is the competitor or how difficult is the challenge. or the task. Two things are very, very important. It will influence your achievement behavior response. And second is the incentive value of the success. How much you value that success is again very, very important. When we talk about probability of success, the competitor level, you may be playing, you may be playing against the world number one. You may be playing against in the nationals, you may be playing an international athlete. So you know what is the probability of success. You know your probability of success. That depends. That will influence. That will really influence your motive to achieve. Okay. Then difficulty of the task. You are at 5-point CGPA. You want to reach 9-point CGPA. You know the task difficulty. You are in sports standing at 1000 rank and you have to enter into top 50. You know the difficulty level, you know the challenge. So probability of success, wherever you find the probability of success high or low, your motivation influences your achievement motivation, your motivation to achieve will get influenced. Second thing is that what is the incentive value of success? The value of success, how you value that success is again an important factor. Clearing a NET exam or clearing a DSSB exam will lead you to a job. The value to a success, the incentive value of success in that for that particular examination, the competitive examination will be too high than performing or attempting to an internal examination exam of your general course. How do you value the success? It depends. I don't say which is high, which is low. It depends on how you value it. So again, you see the screen, the personality factor and the situation factor. When they interact together, this will create the third one, resultant behavior tendency. Resultant behavior tendency. Those who are high achievers and seek challenge, their resultant behavior will be they will enjoy difficult tasks. They every time they get a challenging task, they enjoy. They may even enjoy tasks playing against the best in the world. They will enjoy tasks performing at the highest level possible. They will enjoy tasks which is in the most challenging situation. But the low achievers who are avoiding failure, they will also do it, but they will opt for a easier task. They may opt for a easier challenge and avoid challenging situations. Now think about it. Now think about it. Think around yourself or from the area of sports. Do you find someone who can say that yes, in the personality factor, which can be high performer or low performer, when it interacts with the situation, because of the probability of success is high or low, because the incentive value is high or low, their achievement motivation behavior is influenced. The resultant behavior response, you can see here, either it is to approach success or to avoid failure. Those who approach success will enjoy the difficult task. Those who avoid failures may opt for a easy situation, non-challenging situations. And with this resultant behaviors, these resultant behaviors reflect the fourth aspect, that is emotional reactions. In the emotional reaction says that those who approach success always take pride on their success. Whereas those who avoid failures focus on the shame of the failure. What will happen if I fail? What will my friends say? What will my parents say? What will my colleagues say? What will the society say? If I fail, what will my friends say? If I lose, what will these people say? What will, if I lost the match, then what will my colleagues say? This is one behavior. Other behavior is the approach success. They take so much pride in activity, they go for the challenging task. They seek challenge, because this with this now the achievement behavior comes out. Those who approach success with the pride of success, those who approach success with focus on pride, you'll always find that they always try to seek out achievement situations. They may set new targets. They may set new goals. They may set high targets and high goals. They may look for more challenging situations and conditions and opportunities. And they will always focus on improving and enhancing their own performance. They may compete with others, but they will also compete with their own self. Even if they reach at the top, they start competing against their own self, they start exceeding their own limits. That's the achievement behavior of people who are very high motive of success and have the and sees that their incentive value of success is too high, and they consider the probability of success also yes, and they develop a approach towards success. Whereas on the other, who are having resultant behavior of avoiding failures, they will always opt for, they start seeking for non-risky, non-challenging behaviors. They'll avoid the challenging situations, they will avoid risky situations, and they will avoid achievement situations. With this, I open the house for discussion, and my simplest question will be, can you name any athlete from the world of sports whom you can categorize in either of it as according to the behavior, achievement behaviors? I may start with the people like Virat Kohli. How will you put Virat Kohli? Where will you put people like Virat Kohli? We are talking about the achievement motivation behavior. Whether he achieves or not is not all an issue, because he is not shying away. He is not shying away from the failure. He is not focusing on the shy of the failure also. Focus, agenda, focus agenda is totally on the achievement, which is very, very important, which is very essential, and to think about it. Okay, yeah. So that was all for today's session. Read the need, achievement, motivation from the sports angle little bit more, so that in the next session we'll have more examples from your end. You'll have more points to discuss upon it. You should also come up with how situations are tackled by the coaches and the sports professionals for this, for improving the achievement motivation. So that's all for today's session. Thank you. Thanks a lot.